Have you ever driven through a city and thought to yourself, why on earth does this place exist? Who in their right mind would want to live here? Well, you're not alone in that thinking. But let us be the ones to tell you, these cities have a story to tell. From extreme heat, lack of fresh water, and dangerous levels of radiation, to extreme cold, hurricanes, and floods, these cities have seen it all. They've managed to survive and thrive despite the odds being against them. So whether you're considering a move or just curious about these cities, we've got you covered. Stick around and you'll be amazed by the resilience and determination of these cities that shouldn't exist. You'll learn about the challenges they've overcome and the reasons why they continue to exist and thrive today. And hey, if nothing else, you may learn whether your town has the honor of having some of the highest radiation levels in the world. Let's find out. Phoenix, Arizona. This desert metropolis is a true testament to human determination and resilience. With its hot desert climate, this city would be uninhabitable without modern cooling systems, air conditioning, and irrigation. But the pioneers who first settled in Phoenix saw the potential for agriculture in this desert oasis. They built canals to bring water from the nearby rivers, and with the help of irrigation, they were able to make the desert bloom. Today, Phoenix boasts a population of over 1.7 million people and is the fifth most populous city in the United States. It's a modern metropolis with skyscrapers, shopping centers, and a bustling downtown. But without human intervention, Phoenix would not exist as we know it today. The harsh desert climate, lack of natural resources, and extreme temperatures would make it impossible for people to survive, and the city would be nothing but a ghost town. Washington, D.C. This place is often called a swamp for political reasons.
It is time to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.
But the city is truly a swampy wonder with a history that's not so glamorous. The city was built from the ground up at the outset of the United States, and it wasn't an easy task. The area was originally a humid and mosquito-infested swamp, with the Potomac and Anacostia rivers running through it. But the founders of the city saw the strategic importance of the location and decided to build the nation's capital there despite the harsh conditions. They had to drain the swamps, build levees and pumps to control the water, but even with these measures in place, the city has been hit by devastating floods in the past. Despite this, Washington, D.C. continues to rebuild and thrive, and its residents are truly the movers and shakers of the nation. But let's be real. It's still a swamp, and that's why it's affectionately called the Swamp by locals. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, or Sin City as it's known, is a city built on the odds. It's located in the middle of the desert with no natural resources, and yet it's the entertainment capital of the world. The city's founders were determined to make it work, and they did. They brought water from nearby Lake Mead and built the Hoover Dam to control the water supply. They also built casinos and entertainment venues that attracted millions of tourists each year. Today, Las Vegas is home to over 600,000 people, and its economy is based on tourism and entertainment. But without modern innovation, the city would not exist. The harsh desert climate and lack of natural resources would make it impossible for people to survive in this area. The city was built on a gamble and it paid off, but without the determination and resources of its founders, it would have been nothing but a mirage in the desert. Miami, Florida. This city, known for its beautiful beaches and tropical climate, has faced its fair share of challenges. From hurricanes to rising sea levels, Miami has had to work hard to protect its residents and continue to thrive. The city is built on a low-lying area, making it vulnerable to floods, but the residents of Miami have had to overcome some of the toughest natural obstacles to make this city what it is today. They have built seawalls and pumps to control the water, and also spend a lot of money to flood-proof the city. But even with these measures in place, the city has been hit by devastating hurricanes, such as Hurricane Irma in 2017. The city's mere 6 feet of elevation above sea level is also a concern, as rising sea levels due to climate change may eventually make Miami uninhabitable. But even with these challenges, the city continues to build and thrive. The residents and government of Miami are always working on ways to protect the city from future natural disasters, but one can't help but wonder if Mother Nature may have other plans for Miami's future. Salt Lake City, Utah. This city, known for its beautiful mountains and outdoor activities, is the only city on our list specifically chosen because of its unappealing nature. Salt Lake City is located in an area with a harsh and cold climate with temperatures that can drop below freezing, and yet over 200,000 people call this place home. The city was founded by the Mormons in 1847 as they were fleeing religious persecution and sought a place where they could be left alone. They chose this area despite its harsh climate because it was unappealing to most and they thought they would be able to live in solitude. Even though the city is next to a large body of water, the Great Salt Lake, the city has to look elsewhere for its drinking water because, as the name suggests correctly, the water is not suitable for drinking due to its briny and salty nature. The residents of this city are truly salt of the earth and they know how to weather any storm. New Orleans, Louisiana. This city, known for its rich culture and delicious cuisine, has a magnetic feel about it. The only problem is that it attracts some of the most powerful storms in the country. Located in an area that's particularly susceptible to hurricanes and flooding, New Orleans has had to work hard to protect its residents and continue to thrive. The city is built on a swamp, making it vulnerable to floods. The residents have built levees and pumps to control the water, but even with these measures in place, the city has been hit by devastating floods such as Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Despite this, New Orleans continues to rebuild time and again because the city is strategically important to the United States as it controls the mouth of the Mississippi River, which is vital to the inland water supply and shipping industry of the United States. If New Orleans went away, then so too would the major avenue of shipping much of the country's goods and food via shipping on the Mississippi. The city is a true Big Easy in terms of resilience. Fairbanks, Alaska. The city where the sun never sets and the cold never forgets, but that hasn't stopped the residents of Fairbanks from building a thriving city in the heart of Alaska. This city is a true frosty wonder, with average winter temperatures dropping to -40 degrees Fahrenheit and being located in an area that is known for being extremely cold and snowy. But the residents of Fairbanks have had to overcome some of the toughest natural obstacles to make this city what it is today. They have built heating systems and shelters to protect themselves from the cold and have also developed a strong sense of community to help each other through the harsh winters. Despite the freezing temperatures, Fairbanks continues to rebuild and thrive, and its residents are truly the cool kids of Alaska. Hanford, Washington. The city where radiation is not just a word in the dictionary. Hanford is a true hot spot of a city with a history that's not for the faint of heart. The city was once a major site for nuclear production and testing during the Cold War, and as a result, the area has high levels of radiation. But the residents of Hanford have had to deal with the dangers of radiation and the fear of potential nuclear disasters. The Hanford Nuclear Reservation, which is located near Hanford, was used to produce plutonium for nuclear weapons, and as a result, the site has become one of the most contaminated nuclear sites in the United States. The site has 56 million gallons of nuclear waste, and it has been a source of environmental and public health concerns. But even with these challenges, residents continue to live and work in the area. The residents of this city are truly atomic in their determination to overcome the obstacles history has bestowed upon them. The government has taken measures to ensure the safety of its residents and to clean up the site, but the challenges are still ongoing. Living in Hanford is not for the weak of heart, and that's what makes it so unique. From extreme heat, lack of fresh water, and dangerous levels of radiation, to extreme cold, hurricanes, and floods, these cities have seen it all. Without human intervention, they really shouldn't exist at all. We hope that this list has helped you understand the unique challenges that these cities have had to overcome, and the determination of their residents to make them what they are today. Even though some of these cities may not be the ideal place to live for some, they are still thriving metropolises that have a lot to offer. Thanks for watching, and we hope you learned something new about these cities that shouldn't exist but do exist and are determined to survive.